Been a long lead up to this, even though I think for all of us three sitting up here especially, it probably feels like we just got back. I feel like that press conference in June was 2 weeks ago, and now we're here, which is exciting. But man, this is just a fun time of year. You got everything going with basketball, and then getting ready to go into the postseason. And with us, I think stepping in and kind of starting the 2024 season, it's going to be awesome. I think the guys are ready. They're prepared. Now my biggest goal for these guys, they can just go be free. They're ready. Go play aggressive. Go have fun. Go play really hard. And it's going to be interesting. No story goes out here just as smooth as can be. There's going to be bumps. There's going to be struggles. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be different things throughout the year. But the thing I'm excited about is this group loves to compete. They're prepared. And I'm ready to go sick them on the rest of college baseball now.
I guess from fall ball to now, just what have you learned about this team? How have you seen it progress?
I think embodied by no more than these two guys sitting next to me right here is, man, this group really loves to compete. We'll show up and we compete in practice every day. We do a lot of different stuff, but I think the reality is they seem to turn the notch up a little bit. And it doesn't matter what it is, if it's on a Tuesday afternoon and nobody's in the stands, or Friday night when there's hopefully 3,000 or 4,000 people here. Like, this group just loves to go out and compete and win. And I think that's a heck of a good place to start. We got a lot of ability. There's a lot of toughness in this group, but there's something to be said for dudes that really love to win and are willing to do whatever it takes to win. I think we got a lot of those guys, and that's one thing they've really shown me. There's areas we got to keep growing, no doubt, but that's a heck of a good place to start.
Coach, how excited are you for them? I know they're probably excited to be playing somebody with a different jersey, but just to see them, fight, like you mentioned in the opening statement, just kind of finally get loose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited not to have to try to hit off this guy anymore. We get to be on the right side of that one, and yeah, I think more than anything, that's always my goal for our teams, man. Is we're gonna train really hard. Our preparation is gonna be intense. It's gonna be hard. There's gonna be a lot of failure mixed in. But my goal for them now is to just go out and be free and send it, to trust your training, trust your preparation, and just go be you. And I think we've got a lot of guys that not only are talented enough to do some things at an elite level, but also prepared at a really good level. So like you said, I'm excited to not have to play each other. I think it's time for us to go play somebody with a different uniform on, and for us to all be playing. I think that's what you see. You see kind of half of your team, right? Because you're competing against each other in this thing. But I think when you put them all in one group, pitchers, position players together, man, this group's going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
For Riley, Coach just mentioned it. Just what kind of changes, if any, did you make from last year, and what does it mean for you to have a spot in the rotation to start the season?
I've made a lot of changes, honestly. Just working over the summer after I had surgery was a big thing for me, just getting my arm back up to a normal slot. And then this fall, I just really went to work on just mechanics and everything, staying on the ground with JJ. JJ really helped me a lot there. And getting a spot in the rotation is obviously awesome, but I was ready to help the team whatever role I had.
What's your confidence level with this increased role? You had some good innings last year, good confidence building, experience building opportunities, but where's your mentality at right now?
My confidence is high as always. Just go out there and compete every pitch and just trust my guys behind me.
Coach, do you have any insight for what the rest of the pitching rotation is going to look like?
Yeah, so we'll go Hess tomorrow. Heater's going to start tomorrow. We'll go Riley on Saturday, and then Aiden Moza on Sunday. Good little three-headed monster there.
Coach, what are some of the key strengths you see with this team heading into opening weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think number one, it just starts with their mentality on top of everything. I think their desire to win, their love for each other. Obviously there's no secret. We've got a heck of a softball coach across campus, and he came and talked to our team the other day about the same stuff he talked to basketball about a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, and just this idea of mudita, right? Like this taking vicarious joy in the success of your teammates and the success of others. And I think these guys, a lot of these dudes, man, it comes natural to them. I just think that's in their DNA, that they care about their teammates. We have one of our guys, Ian Petrutz, got baptized on Tuesday night, and I turned around and saw 35 of our players back behind him. That's not normal. Like, that's a really unique thing. And I think everywhere in sports, everybody claims family, everybody claims this stuff, but this group really lives that out. And so I think before you talk about the stuff that comes out of this guy's arm or the stuff that comes out of that guy's bat, ultimately that's where it starts. I think that's the biggest strength of this group. And then I think on top of that, they're going to play a heck of a fun brand of baseball. I mean, you're going to see electricity in the mound. You're going to see a lot of upper 90s, 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, a lot of strikeouts. And I think on the offensive side, you're going to see a lot of balls end up on the other side of the fence. And it's going to be a fun brand of baseball. And I think that we talked about that. You know, if we want to fill that stadium and have them engaged, we got to give them a reason. And I think this group is going to give them a heck of a reason to show up every weekend.
Thank you.
For the players, you guys have a lot of new faces on the roster this year, from freshmen to a bunch of transfers coming in. How have you guys kind of developed the chemistry together with the new guys coming in?
I mean, I don't think it was very hard. The group of guys that they got to come in, transfers or freshmen, I mean, we all bonded really well. We like to compete. We like to go out there every day, give it 110%, and we would do anything for each other. And I think that's the biggest key to this team is we're all brothers. We all, if someone gets strikes out in a key situation, then I know whoever's sitting behind me is gonna pick me up. I know he's gonna make a strikeout in the 7th inning to get us out of a key situation. Like, we're all gonna pick each other up, and that's the biggest thing. And we've just bonded really well.
I agree. Just what Max said. It was really easy when we first got here. It was just like everything clicked off the bat. There was no real issues or anything like that. And just throughout the whole fall, I think competing against each other kind of brought us closer. So like that was just a good thing. And now I'm just ready to get out there with everybody.
Riley, I know you guys have had all those scrimmages. When you face these kinds of bats, there's a lot in this lineup. How does that kind of prepare you to face these teams on the schedule?
It's awesome getting to face that lineup. It's a really good lineup, and it just gets you very prepared for the season.
Anything else?
Coach, I want to ask you about Alton Davis. He was named second team preseason All-SEC relief pitcher and was named to the closer of the year watch list. Just anything on him?
It's AD, man. That's what he does. You know, I think he's a fun dude to pull for, man. Like, he's great with kids. You see him out at the park. Like, that guy, there's something to that spot of loving the spotlight. That guy's not afraid of the spotlight, and that's a huge thing in that role. Like, he wants to be that guy. And I think the great thing about a guy like AD is we built him up in the preseason to potentially be in the mix to start, and he was outstanding. And he showed us a lot of things, both in the short term and long term. And I think the hardest thing, man, is it's hard to be on that mound. This guy knows and this guy knows. It's hard to be on that mound and get those last 3 outs, especially on the road, especially in conference play. We're fortunate to have a young guy still, even though it doesn't seem like it, a young guy that's done it and has the experience doing it. But we know if we need to tap AD in any other role, he's ready for that as well. So it's a tribute to him. He's a great kid. He works hard. He's continuing to grow in his maturity and continuing to grow in a lot of these things. And he's a heck of a special guy. So I think there's a pretty famous dude right across the street. He used to call all those things rat poison, right? But we'll make sure his head's in the right place. He's a great kid. I'm excited for him. All those accolades are well deserved. And I think he's going to go out and have a heck of a run for us in whatever role we throw at him this year.
For both the players, I know it's still only February, but where do you guys feel the potential of this team is?
The potential of this team is very high. We've got a really good squad, got great pitchers, great hitters, and we're very close, like we said earlier, and we can definitely make a very big run plus home against Omaha this year.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to look too far ahead, but I mean, obviously everyone's dream is to go to Omaha, compete for a College World Series. But I mean, I think the cool part about this team is we don't really care about next week. We don't care about what's coming in the upcoming weeks. It doesn't really matter for us. We just want to go play that day, take it one day at a time, and be 1-0 on the day.
Coach,
Good.
let's see, what do you hope Alabama fans can take away from watching the team showcase all their skills this weekend?
I think more than anything, just like to see the work these kids put in. I think that everybody wants to be in the position these guys are in. Everybody wants to be a weekend starter. Everybody wants to compete in the SEC. Everybody wants to be the starting catcher. But man, if they really saw what these guys have put in it for the last 8 months, you probably have about half those falling off, right? Like, because being elite, being what these guys are, is not an accident. It's not some fairy dust that we have. Like, these guys put so much work into this, from the early morning workouts to the meticulous arm care routines to just the daily grind that it takes to be a college athlete. And I think everybody sees Friday night, everybody sees SEC weekends, and in their head thinks that that's what they want, but they don't know what all goes into that. And I think these kids they're ready. They've worked their tails off. And man, it's going to be a fun show out there. I tell you what, like, they're going to have some fun. It's going to be a fun team to pull for, just like last year's was. These two got to be a part of last year's team. I wasn't, but I was part of the outside that was so easy to root for those kids, man. Like, what they had been through, how they competed, how they bonded together, how JJ led that squad down the stretch. Man, they were so easy to pull for. And I think this team's going to feel a lot the same way. I think the town of Tuscaloosa, the former players, the alumni of Alabama, like they're going to be really proud of what this group represents. Not because they win a lot of games, I think that'll take care of itself, but they're going to watch the way these guys go to work every day, and they'll be able to hang their hat on who they are in that regard. And that's my biggest thing that I want these guys to see.
For the players, again, what's it mean to you guys to hear Coach say this about you and have this much belief in you?
It's awesome. I mean, we always are confident, but just having him coaching us every day is just awesome, and we always believe in ourselves.
Yeah, just having that energy come from a coach, any player wants that, and I think it helps us thrive out there on the field. We all know our coaches are very confident in us, and that allows us to go out there and perform how we should.
All right, thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.